The law of attraction, become the best version of yourself. Hello, thank you for being here with me again. I hope you are all doing well and ready to face another year. I am Marie. I know you have heard many times all kinds of theories and versions of the law of attraction. There are countless videos about it on YouTube, but there are certain aspects of it that I haven't seen others share. To manifest what you want, you need to fulfill certain aspects behind the principles of the law of attraction. You must have a lot of clarity and focus on what you want. This is basic, because if you want one thing today and another tomorrow, and then another the day after, the universe cannot develop what you want, as it is as if you were working on a project, and then you jump to the next one, and then to another, before finishing the first ones. This means that you need to know yourself, what is most important to you now, in this moment, and then which other things should follow after you have accomplished the first one or ones. Clarity and consistency with what you want is a key factor here. Work on the first one, and then move towards the others systematically and orderly. You can start with the most important thing you need to accomplish, and then move to the next. Or you can start with the simplest one to achieve, to place your mind in an accomplishment mindset, as you see things move along. For example, manifest for yourself a bar of chocolate to start with, if you want one. The next thing you must know about manifesting things into your life, is that wishing them to appear is not enough. The universe will not make that bar of chocolate appear in front of you from thin air, as if by magic. You must become proactive with what you want, and that means that you must get off your chair and walk to your nearest convenience store, ask for one, and buy it. You may now say, that was not manifesting, that was buying the chocolate, but it is the same thing as manifesting, as you needed the focused intention, and the formulation of a plan to accomplish the task of getting the chocolate. And it also needed to be a priority in your now, above other options you could have done with your time. This getting a chocolate example is not as simple, nor as basic as you may think it is at first. I use it as an example of how you must prioritize what you want in life, make it important, focus on it, and then take the necessary steps to achieve it. The steps that are necessary to get the chocolate are simple and easily understandable, but the steps to achieve something else may not be as clear, depending on what you want, of course, so researching and thinking about how to achieve, or how to obtain what you want, is of utmost importance here. Understanding, and making a list of the steps you need to achieve what you want, means that you must face a series of obstacles you must overcome. In the example of the bar of chocolate, one obstacle could be getting the necessary money for the chocolate, then having to cross a busy street. But there are other kinds of obstacles that are not so easily identifiable, for example having to overcome your agoraphobia, which is a condition very common in Starseeds, and quite understandable, I can say. All this takes us to the next step, overcoming unclear obstacles, and the most difficult ones are your own psychological barriers, one of which may be the victim, defeat mentality, where you would always be thinking that you can't do what you want, because you are not capable of doing all that is needed, or that your family and friends will not let you. Then you may have a low self-esteem issue, where you do not have any drive to achieve anything, because you'd rather stay there doing nothing, feeling sorry for yourself, because you feel you are worth nothing, totally convinced that your existence in this universe is a mistake. There are no mistakes in this universe, my friend. Everything exists, and is there for a reason, and that includes you, as a unique expression of Source. You are Source itself having an experience as you. And if you are not feeling well and accomplished, if you are feeling depressed, it is because you are out of alignment with your true purpose in life. This brings us to the next thing to discuss here, your true purpose in life. No one can tell you what it is. That is for you to find out and for you to know for yourself, but you cannot know what it is if you are surrounded by obstacles, distractions, and noise of all kinds. Again, the same as with knowing what goals you want to achieve, you need focus to be able to realize your true calling. This brings us to the obstacles, distractions, and noise, and there isn't anything that generates more of all of those than a toxic social and physical environment. Therefore you must get out of it to be able to fulfill what you want and need in your life. Observing all that I just said, it looks like a single complicated, unsurmountable mass. All right, then to be able to overcome all those obstacles, and become proactive with whatever is necessary to achieve your goals, you need to become the best version of yourselves. Yes, I've mentioned that many times before in other videos, but what exactly do I mean by being the best version of yourselves? And what is more important, how can you become the best version of you? This is the most important aspect of the law of attraction, and the key factor that controls your life and everything that happens in it, simply because you are your circumstances, the world you live in, what happens in it and how you perceive it is only a reflection of who you are. Because the exterior world is only an illusion, it is the manifestation of who you were before, and who you are today, but mostly of who you are now. Working on yourself, with the focused intention of self-improvement, and as you advance and succeed, it will cause you to manifest everything you want and need all at once, and not necessarily in the sequential, from simplest to more complicated way of manifesting I shared with you at the beginning of this video. This means that if you fix yourself, all your life and circumstances will also fix themselves in the process, no matter how hard it may look, or how impossible a task it may seem. Then again, you must know yourself, and be able to make a list of the things that you need to improve in yourself, for example, the list of bad habits, and addictions of all kinds, including food, social media, scrolling your phone uselessly, or hard drugs. It's all the same, they are all things you must eradicate from your life. Then, all this makes you think that you need a strong will, and yes you do, but the problem here is that it's not enough, and you must know and understand this next thing. Having a strong will is necessary, yes it is, but you must know what you are going up against. You are not your body, and you are not your mind, you are that piece of infinite source consciousness, which observes it all from behind. Your mind and body function with a program, which was formed and shaped by repetition and habit, mainly as you copy other people around you, as a survival and coping mechanism. This means that your best efforts to become the best version of yourself, will, and are, constantly battling your own mind and your body program. This means that your body, brain, and mind are your main obstacles to overcome. Your daily habits, the repetitive thoughts you go through at each time of the day, and when one or another set of circumstances appears in front of you, operate from the very powerful unconscious and subconscious mind. You are constantly facing emotional and behavioral triggers all the time, all of which want to make you continue with how you have been behaving up to now. While you consciously know, and are completely aware of what you need to do and change within yourself, your mind and body will stubbornly continue to force you to continue reacting and living as you always have. This means that you need to develop strategies to help your strong will prevail against your subconscious programming. An example of these necessary strategies would be to develop or make some kind of barrier to physically stop you from engaging in the harmful activity you wish to eliminate from your life. That way, when you are in a moment of weakness you cannot access the unwanted thing, because it's under lock, a lock you placed there when you are at your best. And this doesn't have to be a lock, be creative. The next thing you must do is to eliminate things and people in your life who are working against your progress, and this means friends and family members who are toxic to you. Remember, the family tree must also be pruned. Toxic family members are the people who drag you down and keep you down and reacting as you have always done, because they are not only part of your reaction program, they are who program those most stubborn parts of your unconscious, and are extremely efficient at pushing all your emotional and reaction buttons. The same goes for friends and acquaintances. Although those are easier to let go of, remember that you are the result of the average content you consume, the information you read and incorporate in you, and of the people who you interact with the most in your life. Stay only with the people, friends and family, who are supportive and loving to you. I know it's not always possible, but this is something only you can know how to do, and whom to cut from your life. You need to change your entire mentality, the way you perceive, interpret and give meaning to everything that surrounds you, to become the best version of yourself, which is something similar to merging with your higher self, or one version of it. To become the best version of yourself, you must change your present environment as much as possible, to start clean with a new life. This is why it is also advisable to leave your hometown whenever it is possible, because everything there, places and people all alike, will remind you of who you were before, and therefore will continue to feed and strengthen the past behaviors you wish to overcome and eradicate from your life. I know this most often is not possible, perhaps because you don't have the means and resources to do so, but if you are creative and strong enough, you can achieve a dramatic positive change in your life with minimum resources, and not having to move from where you are, or the least possible according to your present capacity. Cutting out of your life unwanted toxic people is far more important for your advance in life than simply moving away, although this second option also includes cutting all those out, of course. The next step after cutting toxic people out of your life, another extremely helpful step, is to incorporate into your life all those supportive and like-minded people, friends and family, who nurture you and impulse your growth. People who are supportive and constantly remind you of your best qualities, abilities and capacities, are the best way for you to stop being triggered and pulled down by the toxic people in your life. Beware and be careful with whom you hang out with, because they will define who you are and how you perceive yourself. And yes, it is possible to do all this on your own, as a lone wolf, as they say. It only depends on your strength of character, values, plans, and personal preferences. To be able to remove toxic people from your life, you must first learn to let go of the past. You must learn to let go in general. Letting go of the past does not mean forgetting it, as there is a lot to learn there, hard lessons and events you do not wish to repeat, but do not dwell in the past, in a longing and melancholic way. Because the past is gone, and to improve your life you must work on what is coming next, because that is how you can make your future better than all those past events and circumstances you may be missing, all those you consider to be the good times. But those will never be back, therefore the real good times are all the ones you can make and manifest, as you become the best version of yourselves. Remember that you must be whom and what you want in life. There is a lot more to say, so expect another video on this subject soon. Thank you for watching my video, and for liking and subscribing, as well as for all your kind donations, which are so greatly appreciated. You are all life changers for me, my friends. Take care, and I hope to see you here next time. With much love, your friend, Mari Swaruu.